Now here with more is gubernatorial candidate Tudor Dixon is with us. Great debate performance. I watched it start to finish. I thought you demolished her. She just outright lied about that, and I noticed she didn't want to talk about the hypocrisy of her going to Florida and her going out to restaurants and her husband trying to take his boat out when nobody else could.
Look, this was a huge moment for Gretchen Whitmer. She had the opportunity to answer to parents, to try to appease parents when they looked at her cruel COVID policies and saw that she locked our kids out. And now we see these test scores that have Michigan in the bottom 10 in the nation. And she decided to, instead of talking about it, try to gaslight parents and say, no, I didn't actually have your kids out of school. Across the state today, parents are appalled. This was her opportunity to try to win parents back. And she decided to say nothing about it. She decided to lie about it. But even worse, Sean, she came out and she attacked me for talking about parents' concerns about books in school. She actually mocked parents and said books are not dangerous. Can you imagine? When I was on your program just last week, we talked about the fact that Democrat parents are rising up and saying they don't like this sex and smut in schools. They don't like the sex and gender theory in their schools. And she made fun of them last night on the debate stage. It is absolutely shocking, her performance. But today, Democrats are rushing to her rescue. That's why we need folks out there to support us so that we can continue these next 13 days. Go to TudorDixon.com. Make sure you help us out, because this is someone who cannot move on to higher office. She has her eyes on Michigan for just a short moment. Her plan is to go up against Gavin Newsom to run for a higher office and take these radical policies to Washington. We have got to stop her now. She also didn't want to address the fentanyl crisis last night. We had more overdoses in Michigan in 2021 than we've ever had. They asked about the drug problem. They asked about what she could do to address this crisis. She started talking about health care and going off on how people need health care, never addressing the fact that we have an open border, that we have a fentanyl problem in the state of Michigan, that we have got to support our police officers. In fact, she even had the opportunity to sit down with our sheriffs over the weekend, and she denied them. She said, no, she didn't have time to sit down with the sheriffs. She is not looking at the critical problems in the state of Michigan, and now she's mocking parents. Not a good look for this election.
Reminiscent of Terry McAuliffe running against Glenn Youngkin. It didn't work out for Terry in the end. I don't think it'll work out for Gretchen either. Great job last night. I watched the whole debate. I thought you did phenomenal, and I think you exposed her radicalism. Thank you, Tudor Dixon.